from being honest about his position on trans people.
I can't stop telling jokes about these.
To triggering someone to the point of assault.
Make some noise for hip-hop history.
Here are 10 times Dave Chappelle destroyed woke people, starting with the time he responded to woke Twitter dwellers.
David Chappelle's jokes were an affront to the manhood of all gay men. What the does that mean? I didn't say anything that would allude to gay men not being men. I know you men. In fact, what could be manlier than another guy in the ass?
And later addressing how he actually felt.
I would support anybody's right to be whoever they feel like they are inside. I'm your ally in that. However, my question is, to what degree do I have to participate in your self-image? Is it fair that I have to change my whole pronoun game up for this motherfucker? That doesn't make sense.
In another instance, Dave recalled an encounter that would later spark massive backlash from the LGBTQ plus community.
And there was a few eccentric types, one of which was a very wealthy man that happened to be wearing a dress. I don't know what you call him, man. This is a tranny or drag queen, perhaps. Whatever it was, this is definitely a man.
And Dave's story only got more detailed.
And this man was definitely on drugs. I don't know what kind of drugs he's on, but I knew he had too much. He didn't look good. It's like this, he's like, he looked sick. And all his friends were standing around him, concerned, trying to revive him. I don't know whether it looked like some kind of gay CPR, there was fanning and shit.
As Dave's story reached its climax, he exposed the gap between what he saw and what he was told to say, and
I went over there, all I said, excuse me, gentlemen, is he okay? And then they looked at me like I was evil. She is fine. I said, fine. Sorry, guys. I was just worried because she looks terrible. She just fell off the bench. Appears that her is popping out of her dress.
But Dave wasn't just exhausted with trans people's shenanigans. He also had a special message for the whole alphabet community on this next special.
You guys are confusing the emotions. You think I hate gay people, and what you're really seeing is that I am jealous of gay people. Oh, I'm jealous. I'm not the only black person that feels this way. We blacks, we look at the gay community and we go, God damn it, look how well that movement is going.
But he only doubled down moments later.
I can't help but feel like if slaves had baby oil and booty shorts, we might have been free 100 years sooner, you know what I mean?
Later in the show, Dave began talking about the Baby's infamous 2021 controversy.
The Baby was the #1 streaming artist until about a couple weeks ago. He took a nasty spill on stage and said some wild stuff about the LGBTQ community during a concert in Florida. Now, you know I go hard in the paint, but even I saw that shit, was like, God damn, the Baby.
Driving home a point about woke stupidity short after.
Oh, this is true. Google it. The Baby shot and killed a Walmart in North Carolina. Nothing bad happened to his career. Do you see where I'm going with this? In our country, you can shoot and but you better not hurt a gay person's feelings.
Just like Dave ripped into the hypocrisy of woke people, he also ripped into the hypocrisy of activists who call themselves something they weren't.
It's like that white black that's in the news all the time. Rachel Dolezal.
He didn't stop at just calling her out.
And I always wanted to meet her just so I could understand. I just wanted to like have dinner with her so I could just look in her eyes and call her to her face. The that talking about? I identify black. That is trans talk, lady. Stop biting. Stop biting.
On top of that, he highlighted her baseless claims.
There's a big difference between her and a trans. The difference between her and a trans is I believe transgenders. I don't understand them either, but I know they mean what they say. Then they cut their off. That's all the proof I need. I've never seen somebody just throw their away. Don't need it.
And also exposed her for her phoniness.
She didn't even change her name. Didn't even change her name. Her name is Rachel. I can't believe in that name. If you want my support, you're gonna have to change your name to the blackest shit I've ever heard. You're gonna have to change your name to Draymond Green.
Ending the bit with one final joke to bury the activist 6 feet deep.
I don't know a blacker name than that. That's just black on paper. If you type Draymond Green into Airbnb, that will log off automatically.
While Dave spared no mercy for the stupidity of Rachel Duell, he took the destruction up a notch when he targeted a community that kept getting comedians in trouble.
But I can't say the word. And she said, because, David, you are not gay. I said, well, Renee, I'm not a either.
Turns out that in word comparison was just Dave's setup for calling out comedy's real censors.
But you see, what I didn't realize at the time and what Kevin had to learn the hard way is we were breaking an unwritten and unspoken rule of show business. And if I say it, you'll know that I'm telling you the truth. The rule is that no matter what you do in your artistic expression, you are never, ever allowed to upset the alphabet people.
And while roasting them, he revealed which section of the community has the most problem with him.
I got friends who are L's, I got friends who are B's, and I got friends who are G's. But the T's hate my f***ing guts. And I don't blame them. It's not their fault, it's mine. I can't stop telling jokes about these.
Dave then flipped the script by revealing what he saw behind the unified LGBTQ plus front.
You know, you hear all those letters together all the time, LBGT, LBGT, and you think it's just one big movement. It's not. All those letters are their own movement. They just travel in the same car together.
As he started putting all of the woke movements on Spotlight, his first target ended up being the gays.
My guess is the G's are driving that car. That makes sense to me, because there's white men in the G's. And these people are trying to get around discrimination and oppression. And you know how white dudes are. We know these roads.
When Dave was shifting his sights to lesbians and bisexuals, he silenced a woke audience member that was getting a little too excited.
Everybody likes the L's, except for the G's. The only thing that breaks the tension between the L's and the G's are the B's in the back seat. That's right, there you go. Everybody scream out when you hear your letter.
And with the G's and L's finished, it was time to take the B's to but there.
It's one thing that the L's and the G's agree on is that the B's are f***ing gross. They seem greedy to the L's and the G's, you know what I mean? They're just sitting in the back seat like, yeah, man, I'll f*** anybody in this car. What's going on, man?
Finally, Dave arrived at who he thought was the biggest problem.
Sitting next to the B's, all the way in the back seat by themselves, looking out the window. That's the T's. Everybody in the car respects the T's, but everyone also resents the T's.
And with the T's in sight, he spared them no expense.
Anything the T's say gets on everybody's nerves. And then the T's don't even say anything bad. Could you pull over at the next exit? I need to use the restroom. There is not a restroom for you for 4 states now. You just shut the f*** up so we can get where we're going.
But that wasn't the only time Dave made fun of trans people with his jokes, because his next special got equally explosive after he recalled a conversation with his comedian friend, Norm Macdonald.
I wanted to meet Jim Carrey, and I had to pretend this was Andy Kaufman all afternoon. And he was clearly Jim Carrey. I could look at him and I could see he was Jim Carrey. Anyway, I say all that to say, that's how trans people make me feel.
Well, used a story to just get his point across about trans people, he put homosexuals on even higher heat while talking about an encounter that almost turned into a fight.
I was in a bar in Austin with my wife, and it was during COVID, and a woman came to our table, and she was maskless, and this came over, no mask, all H words. Hi, how are you? Droplets was coming out of this face. We all covered our drinks. Oh, baby, what are you doing?
After that, Dave was ready to throw hands.
I ran right over there. I said, I'm pointing right in the camera. I said, you's a doing this to me.
Until he made a shocking discovery.
And the dude was shocked that I said it. He said, and when he did like this, I seen all his fingernails was painted, and I realized, like, uh-oh. This fella's gay.
But Dave immediately regretted his decision.
Yeah, you know how I talk. I call everybody a you know what I mean? But that's not a right thing to do if they're gay, you know what I mean? And now I was in trouble. And not only that, the motherfucker was huge. He stood up, he was towering over me. He must have been 6'5", a big, white, corn-fed, Texas homosexualist nigga ready to fight.
But as the story came to its conclusion, Dave turned the story into a build-up for an epic joke.
I was ready, and then, right when you think we would fight, guess what he did? He picked up his phone, and he called the police. This thing I'm describing is a major issue that I have with that community. Gay people are minorities until they need to be white again.
But while he took shots at the gay community, this time Dave didn't spare woke celebrities either.
I had read in the paper that Caitlyn Jenner was contemplating posing nude in an upcoming issue of Sports Illustrated. And I know it's not politically correct to say these things, so I just figured, it, I'll say it for everybody else. Yuck.
And he didn't stop there, you know.
Sometimes I just want to read some stats. I don't know why you're going to cram some man in the middle of the sports page like this.
While roasting her, Dave even sneaked in a self-deprecating joke to keep things L.
But I wasn't saying anything like Caitlyn Jenner's a bad person. I'm not mad at her for doing it. Not even mad at Sports Illustrated. If I'm mad at somebody, I'm probably just mad at myself. You understand? Because deep down, I know that I am not strong enough to not look at those pictures.
Before moving on, he gave the celebrity a warning.
So Caitlyn, goddamn it, if you go through with this thing, you better go hard or go home.
But before he ended the show, he told the trans community what he really thought of them.
Do you have a problem with transgender people? And the answer is absolutely not. The f you guys think I am? I don't understand all the choices that people make, but I do understand that life is hard and that those types of choices do not disqualify you from a life with dignity and happiness and safety in it.
But no matter how much he clarified his stance, Dave's jokes kept triggering the woke crowd to the point that one of them escalated things to a whole new level.
Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for hip-hop history.
But Dave spared no time turning the serious situation into more material.
Thank God that was clumsy. He's back there getting stomped.
And despite getting attacked, Dave had the last laugh in the face of the woke community.
It was a trans man